Cameron Woolley.
We'll start with the jersey.
Okay. Might as well. I mean, you have to.
Eli Manning, Eli Manning retired. I don't
16
have
seasons, 2 Super Bowl titles, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 4 Pro Bowls, and then I can pull up the rest of his stats. But there's still
66 passing touchdowns. He was a career 500 quarterback, but that does not matter because you'd have to be an idiot to not let him in the
117 and 117. Am I correct on that?
Yep. Perfectly balanced.
I think that says a lot, right? That record,
Yep.
Which is pretty much, he's not putting up, say, like Dan Marino or Joe Montana numbers.
Okay, first of all,
but Marino never won a Super Bowl, correct?
Yeah, but come on, are we really gonna hold that
I'm
against
not.
One it's Marino's fault they never won a Super Bowl.
Not at all, not at all. And Manning, one of the greatest upsets of all time in any sport.
Talk about Eli or Peyton?
Eli, and Peyton's for another. That's for another party. We're not talking about Peyton.
Yeah, we're not talking about Peyton. We're talking about his younger brother.
Yes.
Talk about his brother, the one that I've known. The year I was born was the year he was. I was born a month and a half before he was drafted.
Yeah.
So I am very, very it's very emotional for me because, God, Eli. Other than up until past season, Eli Manning was the only quarterback I ever knew for the Giants, and
I remember.
And to grow up only is a blessing. It's a privilege.
It is unheard of in today's age of free agency, big money contracts.
It's a privilege. No, I'm talking about NFL quarterbacks.
Sure.
To have a franchise quarterback for that long, for 16 years.
16 years.
16 football seasons growing up. It took until sophomore year of high school to witness a big transition at the quarterback position for the Giants.
Sure.
And to say that, again, it's a privilege.
Yeah, so hard to play.
I'll listen to Browns fans. I'll listen to Eagles fans, Cowboys fans. Even though the Eagles have kicked the Giants' asses for the last, my entire life, they've had, I can think of 3 quarterbacks that they have off the top of my head. Yeah, I can think of McNabb, Vick, and Foles, and Wentz. I can actually think of 4 off the top of my head. And I'm just... Don't look at the Eagles quarterbacks list.
Yeah, here we go. In the last 16 years.
Let me list this off.
Okay, go for it. The floor is yours.
Donovan McNabb,
Okay.
Corey Detmer, Mike McMahon, Jeff Garcia. Oh, my God, Jeff Garcia was an Eagle. That's right. A.J. Feely, Kevin Cobb, Michael Vick, Vince Young, Nick Foles, Mark Sanchez, Sam Bradford, and Carson Wentz. So, a lot more than one.
More.
Let's say a lot more than one.
More.
If it weren't for Ben McAdoo being just a dick, that's all I can say. He was a dick. Eli would have. It was just Eli and Geno. And I'm not even gonna count Geno. I don't know why I'm even gonna say his name on a day where we're honoring.
We're celebrating.
Eli.
Yes.
We're honoring a legend. A legend to me. I remember I tweeted out something. I'll pull this up.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up this tweet.
But 16 seasons, man. This is a rough sport. So that kind of
Especially
longevity.
in the age of where concussions are at the forefront, where injuries are happening weekly. I tweeted this, quote it yesterday at 6:45. Eli Manning was the one athlete that I can confidently say defined my childhood as a sports fan. Only 2 others I can say came anywhere remotely close to that were Derek Jeter and Adam Henrique.
Wow.
And Jeter, that's a whole other topic for today.
Sure.
But we're not talking about Jeter right now.
Yeah, Jeter will have his own
Eli's
segment.
impact, even though I love Jeet and he's a legend in his own right, in my heart, he's nowhere close to Eli. Eli was the one athlete that I can say was a role model to me, a role model to act not only as an athlete but as a human being, to keep your head down and just not be cocky, don't show off too much. Just the epitome of class. He's the classiest athlete I've ever seen. And again, I grew up Derek Jeter. So, just a very, very emotional day for me. I have not listened to No Easy Way Out yet, which
Did you see this coming?
absolutely.
You did.
It was
Okay.
on the end of his contract,
Yep.
and my mind cannot fathom him playing in another jersey. He's
Well,
done
neither
enough.
neither could he.
Like he's done enough. He won his two championships. He won his two MVPs. He accomplished the thing that was the hardest thing to accomplish as a quarterback in the 2000s, and to break through the Patriots, to beat the Patriots, to beat that empire of a football team twice. And everybody says it's the defense that carried him. I'm a stupid football fan. Then why did he win MVP in both of those games?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I'm not
Yeah.
going to talk about the haters.
Sure.
If it's one thing that Eli Manning defied, it was the expectations of the haters. So, growing up to me, he was the Giants. Whenever I envisioned the Giants, it was always him standing under center, and it was his voice calling the audibles, snapping the ball, throwing touchdowns, first downs, fumbling, interceptions.
Sure.
The
The good and the bad. Sure.
The good
And the
bad.
ugly, of course. A couple uglies in there.
Oh yeah, well, quite a few uglies.
Sure.
There were so many times throughout growing up where I would just see a throw that Eli made, and I'd be like, Jesus Christ, you dopey idiot! What are you doing?
I mean, every quarterback does that.
And also the Manning face.
the the look at disgust. Hey, that's pretty good. Manning face.
Yeah, I grew up. Time it panned over to the sidelines, I saw it. Like all I saw was Kenny. It was Kenny Albert saying Eli Manning, a starter of 210 consecutive games. Yeah, a little thing to McAdoo right there for ruining that.
Yep.
So that was the first time I've ever used the middle finger. But it was
well deserved. For sure.
I reserved it for a special scumbag, and and even in 2019, Eli Manning's numbers. Yeah, could you put that up on the OBS?
Oh, sure.
We're just gonna reflect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I knew this was gonna be a long segment. This was gonna reflect a really big reflection phase on Eli Manning and the numbers he put up. You can put it in the middle of the screen. You don't need to.
I'll put you on there as you describe them.
You don't need to blur out your face,
You know what
man.
I look like. So there's the stats, 2004 to 2019.
And even in 2019, he was on pace for 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even that bad in 2019. Granted, the touchdown to interception ratio could use a little work, but even then, in his later years, I never saw, even in all of his years, I never saw a more unfairly scrutinized athlete in the history of sports. Well, not in the history of sports, but in my lifetime, I never saw a more unfairly scrutinized athlete. And I feel so badly for him, because even I look in the Instagram comment section, and they're just rooted in so many bumbling jerks that are like, oh, his defense carried him. He's lucky. And it's especially Pats fans. Every single time it's a Pats profile picture. It's like, Eli Manning, the most lucky quarterback ever. He's the most one comment I saw was he's the most accidental quarterback ever.
Accidental? Come on. That's a stretch.
You don't
That's a stretch.
You don't accidentally your way into winning drives against.
Sure, you don't accidentally beat
David Tyree. David Tyree, maybe David Tyree, because that was a busted play, but he still got away from the rush.
Yeah, he did, and threw a somewhat accurate pass, and
he put it where his receiver needed it.
Exactly.
Hey,
right on the helmet.
Every single time people
right on the helmet.
Every single time people would say to me, "Oh, Eli doesn't throw a good ball." Well, he puts it where the receiver need. He puts it.
That's all that matters,
only
right?
Where the receiver can get it.
Isn't that all that matters?
And like, if my dad were on here, he could tell you all about this. But he did this thing called throwing you open.
Okay.
And this was during a game, like last year against the Panthers, where he threw a ball like back shoulder and it sailed completely away from him, kind of like woo. And it was one of those plug receivers that the Giants have had over the years. And I remember we were at a bar in Hoboken, and all I heard was like, "Oh, where the hell are you throwing that, you washed up bum?" And meanwhile, my dad just said, like, "He's throwing you open." And you'll know who I listen to there.
Yeah.
If you wonder where all my sports takes come from, I came from it.
Yeah, look no further, everybody. So, all right. So the question on everybody's lips right now: Eli Manning, Hall of Fame. Yes or no?
Why are you asking me this question?
Yes or no?
Well,
I need your opinion.
I've been okay. Fine. Yes.
Yes.
And you're stupid if you think otherwise.
Okay.
I'm saying, even if you think otherwise heading into the show, I'm sorry, you're an idiot.
I don't think otherwise. But I've seen a lot of people who have said no.
There's an alarming amount of people who think he's not, and I feel bad for those people. They're idiots. Okay, let me just pull up some more numbers about. Okay, can you pull up the all-time passing board?
All-time passing board.
All-time passing leaders. I just kind of...
I can do that.
I want to give a message to the haters. I just want to give... Eli Manning's trending. God, when's the last time?
All right, here you go. I'll put this up on the screen as well.
Put this up on the screen.
There we go. Okay.
To all of the can you like kind of put so I can see me so I know where to point my finger.
Yes.
Okay. To all of the people who are saying Eli Manning isn't a Hall of Famer, look at that. Have a look at that.
Number 7 all time.
Look at that right there. The only people who are ahead of him are Phillip Rivers, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees. And if that's not enough for you, go to the touchdowns. If that's not enough for you, let's have a look. Have a look at some more numbers. Don't go to the touchdowns. Passing touchdowns.
Passing touchdowns, career, go. And...
Right, so I can put my finger in the right place. That enough for you?
366. Number 7 of all. Number 7 all time.
That enough for you? Only guys who were ahead of him were Phillip Rivers, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Manning, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees. Same guys. If that doesn't belong in Canton, then by your logic, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger,
Fran Tarkenton,
John
Elway.
Well, let's all hold on. They didn't play in passing leagues.
Come on.
Hold on, even in the pass-happy NFL, Eli Manning's thrown more touchdowns than 4 modern comparisons. And are Rodgers and Big Ben going to pass him? Is Matt Ryan going to pass him? Yeah, probably. Is Matthew Stafford going to pass him? Probably not. Is Patrick Mahomes going to pass him? Yes. Like, I'm not even going to hide that. Yes. But the fact that he retired, top 10 all-time in passing, in major passing categories, while being a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, Walter Payton Man of the Year, 4-time Pro Bowler, being the face of one of the most prestigious franchises in the NFL. Is that enough? Tell me. Give me your honest answer after seeing all of those numbers, all of that evidence, all of the tape. Is that enough?
All right, I think you've made a very convincing argument, my friend. Very confusing argument. Well, I just had to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that enough, Ming?
It is. It is enough.
Not enough for you? Thank you.
You've got me.
Man. You've always got me.
You've
always got me, man.
I had no doubt. I had no doubt. So.
All right.
Well, enjoy your retirement. You've earned it. What's he gonna do next?
Do nationwide commercials with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd love that.
That
would be gold. That would be gold.
Yeah.
Just imagine that.
Where do you think he's heading though? Broadcast booth.
I'd love to see him as a
Okay,
broadcaster.
me too.
But I feel like he's got too much of like I don't feel like he's a great speaker. He's probably a better speaker than me, but like he's a better speaker than most of us. But I believe that habit of saying all the time is probably gonna get him.
You can fix that. A little practice.
I can probably fix that. Or you could do a podcast with him and Peyton.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd listen to that.
Yeah.
I would so listen to that.
Manning and Manning.
Him, like Eli, Peyton, and Cooper.
Yeah, Manning and
Yeah,
Manning.
Archie would come on every once
every
in a
so
while.
often. Yeah, I would love that. They could analyze games. They could talk about old times.
Like,
That would be a hit podcast right there, man.
it would just be Eli ripping on Peyton.
I would listen to that any day.
And apparently
I would listen to that any
apparently
day.
at everything other than football and commercials, Eli had Peyton like everywhere. And I remember, I think it was my dad telling me something, and I'm not gonna hold anything to this, but apparently why Eli was so good in the big moments and big games and Peyton not so much was because Peyton was always bothered by little things.
All right, small details.
And
Well done.
Yeah, and Eli was probably just like, oh, no, I don't care. Just a happy-go-lucky quarterback, and God, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to record my reaction to the press conference, and I will probably end up breaking down crying 3 minutes in.
And that's tomorrow, correct? Tomorrow's doing.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Okay.
And hopefully maybe my performing arts club teacher will let me watch it
That'd be
live.
cool. Yeah.
Giants fan. So.
Do you think any aspirations, front office, coaching?
I'd like to see him become a coach, but I think he should take a break from football. He's earned it. He owes me nothing. He doesn't. He doesn't owe this team shit.
He doesn't owe.
He doesn't owe anyone
no,
anything.
No.
We, as a fan base, as a city, and the Giants as an organization, owe him an unpayable debt.
It'd be cool though to see him pass on his skills and knowledge down, make the Giants a better team.
Tell you, that's the same reason why I was Team Cap in Civil War. It was because you have the audacity to tell them to do even more shit when they've saved your ass multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, were you Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
Oh, I'm Team Cap. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I think Iron Man's a jerk, but
all right, you have a brain. That's cool. we've got stuff to talk about.
I ain't gonna follow whatever the government wants me to do, especially since I've done so. If it were me, yeah, since I've done so much already, I'm like, get out of here. I'm not following. I'm not signing.
Saying Cap, he knows what it's like when the government has power over everything. He knows what it's like when the government's powerful.
Usually doesn't. Yeah,
he knows what it's like.
Usually doesn't work.
He knows what it's like.
Usually doesn't work out. So no, you've made a convincing argument, and yeah, anybody who says that Eli Manning does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, they're just speaking out with emotion, and yeah, there's that too. So yeah, and we heartily give him the finger, even though you can't see it if you're listening on the audio version. So, all right.